Let's go this time to a corporate perspective on investment, turning to Gil Horsky, Director of Innovation, Snack Futures at Mondelēz.
Hi, everybody. First of all, great being here today with all of you and really excited to share more about what we're doing in Mondelēz International. Mondelēz is the largest snacking company in the world with revenues over $26 billion. Actually, in early 2019, we founded Snack Futures, which is an independent innovation and venture hub with two core tenants under one umbrella to accelerate innovation. One is venture investments in startups and entrepreneurs, and the second is actually inventing new brands and businesses for the company. And Snack Futures is seeking to invest and invent and collaborate actually in three key strategic areas: well-being snacks, premium snacks, and digital platforms and capabilities. And so far, we've made several minority investments. One of them is in Hu, which is a vegan and paleo chocolate snacking brand in the US, which is doing phenomenally well. Uplift Foods, which is a prebiotic fiber breakfast cookie snack brand. And actually, we have a more recent investment here in Israel, which will be disclosed later on today, which we're very excited about. In addition to our venture investments, we've also have in our team venture building capabilities, and our team has actually incubated and developed four new well-being brands that were brought into the market. One is called Nakoi, the second is Dirt Kitchen, Kapow, and Ruckus & Co. First, I would start by saying that I don't think there's been a more exciting time to be in the food industry than now. And that's true for people that are in innovation roles in corporates, that are entrepreneurs in startups, or on the VC side as an investors backing some of these great technologies. And a lot of it has to do with consumers that are actually more engaged with their food than they've ever been before. And they're interested in healthier, authentic, and personalized food experiences. And that creates a very fertile ground for tremendous amount of innovation, new technologies, and startup funding opportunities. There are several themes that I personally believe would take a bigger role in the next few years in the industry. Some of them are already, of course, taking a role today, but I believe we're going to see an acceleration with some of these trends. And among them, technologies that enhance building trust around food safety, transparency, and traceability. That's been actually even further accelerated by COVID, but was true before. Food as medicine, using functional foods and ingredients to prevent or remedy physical conditions, and blurring the lines actually between food, supplements, biotech, and pharma. And we're seeing some interesting companies, technology in this area, and some acquisitions even. Sustainability and locally grown, obviously, that's been a big topic that is out there for a few years, but we believe that's going to continue to grow. And I think the whole area of sustainable packaging, sustainable practices around regenerative agriculture, indoor farming, and aquaculture. The next one is one I'm very passionate about, is that very relevant also, by the way, to capabilities and technology in Israel, and is around digitizing the entire agri-food value chain with deep technologies, big data, AI, Industry 4.0 for optimizing R&D processes, procurement, supply chain, and manufacturing. And of course, you can end a conversation about trends forecasts without mentioning, of course, next generation proteins by leveraging, a suite of different capabilities and technology that we're seeing out there today, such as cell-based, plant-based fermentation and synthetic biology to replace meat, milk, fish, and eggs. COVID clearly led to industry-wide disruptions in supply chain, manufacturing, and changes in the retail environment, with actually entire distribution channels such as food service or world travel and the airports suddenly getting shut down. This all impacted clearly innovation launches across the industry, both for smaller emerging brands, food ingredients, and also big players, and actually forced industry innovators to be much more agile and to respond much faster to changing restrictions, volume demands, and the impact all of that had on consumers. But at the same time, what's really interesting with COVID-19 is that it also further accelerated some existing consumer needs and behaviors that were prior to that. For example, the shift to shopping via e-commerce and direct to consumer made such a huge jump and inroads in a matter of weeks. The amount of penetration that had happened in those few weeks after COVID started probably would have taken several years without COVID. The same is for the need for ready-to-eat care ingredients and functional ingredients with benefits such as immunity boosting and energy. Again, these were trends that were before, but COVID has actually gave them an acceleration. One theme that I personally believe will emerge as a consequence of COVID and the looming global recession that is also going to impact consumers is the urgent need for affordable nutrition. Currently, the vast majority of the agri-food technologies and well-being foods and ingredients are actually premium priced. And a key challenge for the industry and for all of us as industry innovators and industry players would be to challenge ourselves. How do we deliver and offer consumers nutritious foods and ingredients in an affordable and accessible way?
Israel is clearly a leading global hub in the agri-food tech space. That is a fact. We find the Israeli landscape to be very exciting and unique for several reasons. It has an interdisciplinary scientific approach combining agri-food, biotech, and deep tech. And we're noticing more scientists and researchers coming from adjacent disciplines such as chemistry, synthetic biology, and pharma, and applying their know-how to the food sector, leading to the development of novel new technologies. Because Israel is such a small market, entrepreneurs from day one have a global mindset, targeting global markets and placing management teams very early on in the US or Europe to quickly scale up the businesses. And that is very attractive for us as investors and corporates. And finally, we're noticing that the Israeli agri-food tech industry is maturing, but in a good way. More startups are reaching the commercial phase, generating revenues, and more experienced serial entrepreneurs are entering the segment, wanting to make an impact and tackling bigger and tougher industry problems.